my channel. So in my today's video I am going to be using the brand new palette, that's the Urban Decay Born to Run palette, and I'm going to be creating a look based on this. And if you want me to create more looks based on this, let me know. I'll do like an Instagram instead of putting it on YouTube, so make sure you follow me there. And if you want to know what look I'm going to create, then please keep on watching. So to start with, let me open up this palette and show you what this palette looks like. Dun dun dun. Oh my god, this is such a gorgeous palette, you guys. To be honest guys, when this palette came out, I thought that it was very similar to the Shayla palette, and I really didn't even want to buy this palette because it looks very similar. But when I went and swatched it in store, I was like so drawn towards this palette, like especially this shade right here, just gorgeous. I mean, these shades are very similar to the palette but not as similar, so I will show you the comparison to the Shayla palette. But this just looks beautiful and gorgeous, like wow. I'm going to show you a close-up of this. Look at that. Let me tell you that the packaging is like very solid. It's not as cardboardy as the other Urban Decay palettes, and I think it has like a magnetic packaging. Like, let me show you. I hope you see that it's kind of a magnetic packaging, and that's really good. It's very sturdy. So yeah, let's just jump right into the video.
Okay, so I'm going to be starting with the NARS concealer and just putting it on top of my lids, using it as a primer. I'll be taking this Weekender shade and just using it on top of the primer, basically the concealer, to set that concealer and so that the shadows blend in easily and it's not as patchy. Next, I'm going to be taking this shade called as Still Shot, and I'm going to put that all over my lids. Basically, I'm going to use this as a transition shade. So starting from the outer corner, I'm going to go into the inner corner and just putting it above my crease, on the lid. It doesn't matter, you don't have to be too precise with this. Next, I'm going to be taking this shade called as Riff, and I'm going to be putting it in my outer corner and then blending it in right on top of that Still Shot shade. Next, I'm going to be taking this shade called as Baha, and I'm going to be putting that in my outer corner and then blend it in. I won't be going too much above my crease, but just kind of putting it in my crease and then blending it in, so it creates a very smooth transition. Next, I'm going to be taking this shade called as Hell Ride. It's a beautiful pink shade, and I'm going to be putting it again in my outer corner using my Morphe M433, and then I'm going to be taking it in my crease. So basically we are done with transitioning, just putting this in the crease, then blending it in a windshield wiper motion, just the usual. Next, I'm going to be taking the same concealer shade and I'm going to be creating kinda a cut crease shade and just kind of cutting the crease using a concealer. And then I'm going to be going in with that Weekender shade and putting it right on top of this concealer. Basically, you're just trying to set the concealer so the shade that you apply on top sets in very well. Then I'm going to be taking in this Hell Right shade and going back in the outer corner, because with all that blending, you kind of lose those shades. So I'm just going to be doing that. Then I'm going to be taking this Ignite shade and putting it right on top of the concealer that we applied, basically putting it in the inner 2/3 of my lid. Now, I did find that I needed to mist it with a setting spray, which I always do anyways, to get a lot of intensity. So I went in with that, and now it just looks perfect. Then I felt that I needed a little more intensity, so I mixed the two shades, the Wild Heart and the Hell Right shade, and put it in my outer corner and kind of blended it in. I'm not blending it too much because I don't want to lose that intensity of the cut crease. Then I'm going to go in with this shade called as Accelerate, and I'm just going to put it in the area just to kind of blend both the shades, the Ignite and the Hell Right shades.
I'm actually halfway done with my eyes, and just with whatever shades I've used, which I've used a lot, I am actually loving this palette. Let me back out a little bit. Don't see as much fallout, which honestly fallout has never been an issue for me. I'm okay with a little bit of fallout. Every palette has a fallout, but to be honest, I actually even like this more than the Norvina palette. I feel like the Norvina palette had a way too much fallout. Like, even if you see myself like up close, I don't have that much fallout as much as the Norvina palette had. That's just my personal opinion. It might be different for you guys. I don't know if I just received like an okay palette, like a bad palette. I don't know what the case was, but this, I think after the Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm going to use this a lot. I'm going to use this a lot. I know that for a fact. It's just my kind of shades. I just love this palette.
So now I'm just going to take this Wild Heart shade and I'm going to put that in my lower lash line area just to kind of create that smoky effect. Then I'm taking this Plum shade, I think it's called Plum, from Rimmel, and I'm going to put it in my waterline. Then I'm going to be taking the shade called as Breakaway and I'm going to put that in my brow bone area and also in my inner corners. Just look perfect. I'm going to dip into this Punk shade and I'm going to put that again in my lower lash line, just kind of to create that smoky effect because I want that brown and that pink to kind of mix in together.
To be honest guys, I love this palette to death. I think after the Jaclyn Morphe Hill palette, this is my go-to palette, probably because it looks very similar to the Shayla palette and it's completely all like warm tone colors here. I just love it. Now I will have a comparison of this and the Shayla Colourpop palette on my Instagram, so head over to my Instagram to check that post. Overall, I just love this palette. I loved how this look turned out. It just looks, the shades are so warm tone. It is just right up my alley. So yeah, I really like this. If you want me to create more looks using this palette, do let me know. So I will use more of those green shades rather than these warm shades. I just wanted to create something that's like more on the purple, you know, because that's the vibe going on everywhere. You can see all those purple color shades coming up. This is going to be my go-to palette. If I travel, I can probably just take this. It's just a little too bulky, but you know, I carry the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, so really this is not even as bulky as that one, so really that's okay. That's pretty much it, you guys. So if you like this video, then don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, just the usual. Don't forget to hit that notification button so you are notified every time I upload a video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time, bye bye.